Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here, and today we find ourselves as wealthy citizens. We all have a supply of money in the form of a bag of coins. However, some counterfeit money has fallen into the bags as well. Now, you're seeking to increase your fame and glory in society, and to do this, you'll decide to go to the market, where dealers display a wide array of exquisite items for sale. Mercado is a game that has elements of area majority, bag building, with a unique score track that changes your decision making. It's for 2 to 4 players, takes roughly 30 minutes to play, and is published by Cosmos. Today we'll be doing a rule school where I'll teach you how to set up and play the game so that you don't have to read the rulebook yourself. Now I've placed timestamps below me in the description of this video, just in case you want to jump to a specific section of the rules. Without further ado, let's get started. Mercado is a game for 2 to 4 players where you're trying to gather valuable goods or enchanting perfumes, sometimes for points or sometimes for special abilities, sometimes for a little of both. You'll be doing this by drawing coins from a bag, but watch out because the black coins are counterfeit and they stick around for most of the game unless you can get rid of them with abilities. And you're placing coins to try to, over the course of rounds, have the right amount of coins in order to get that tile and the points and the abilities. And as you move around the scoreboard, you might end on spots that allow you to move forward more, like 3 more here, or they give you special abilities like getting rid of counterfeits or gaining wild type of money. You'll also be able to get some privilege tokens, which will give you points and sometimes more abilities. However, other players can get to it before you and finish the cost needed in order to get to the points and the special abilities, but the next highest player will get a consolation. Like these seals, which allow you to draw 2 more coins from your bag on a standard turn. And not only can you start on any spot to keep every game different, it's also double-sided, which has different types of abilities. To set up, each player is going to pick a color, and you will take the character tile and the bag that corresponds with that character tile. Now all the tiles are double-sided with females on one side and males on the other side. Next, you'll sort all the tiles to the 3 different types. Put them all face down and shuffle them into their own piles. These ones are valuable objects, these are enchanting perfumes, and the gray ones are market tiles. Then, starting with the 2 market tiles, there are only 2 in the game, you're going to place them in the middle of the table where everyone can reach them. Now when you place these tiles, you're going to want to keep them up between 2 and 3 finger width apart in all directions of other tiles. Then you're going to take the top 2 perfumes and place them there. And then you're going to take the top 4 valuable objects tiles and place them like this. So you'll always have 4 valuable objects on the left, then 2 perfumes, then the 2 market tiles. Then you'll just simply flip them over. So it might look something like this. Now notice on all of the tiles, each of the edges have a specific color. There's always going to be red on the bottoms, green on the rights, yellows on the tops, and blues on the left. And that's because each of those colors have to sit on this side of those tiles in order to make the whole game work. You'll understand why in just a bit, but whatever color you are, that's where you have to sit in relation to the tiles. Next, make a pile of seals off to the side. They look like this, and give 1 to each player and have them put them right next to their character tile. Just like this. Next, find the supply of coins. Give each player 5 gold, 5 silver, 5 turquoise, 5 copper, and 5 black counterfeit coins, and have them put all of these into their bag. If you're playing with less than 4 players, any additional gold, silver, turquoise, and copper coins from the supply can be taken out of the game because you won't need them, but keep all of the extra black counterfeit ones and any white ones that we haven't yet talked about. Now off to the side, you're going to place the game board, the scoring track. It has 2 sides. You're going to place it on the A side. Then in the upper right, where that black spot is, you're going to place this marker. This is going to denote the start and finish part of the board. Then you'll find out who's going to go first, and it's whoever has the most real coins in their pocket. If it's a tie, the oldest player goes first. So on that starting marker, you're going to stack the different pieces. Let's say the red was the first player. You'd put red on top because of the first player, and then going clockwise in turn order, which goes blue, yellow, then green will get put underneath that, and that's turn order at the beginning of the game. You're also going to place all the remaining seals that we showed you earlier, and you're going to place them on the board here. You're also going to find all of these privilege scrolls, and you're going to place them face down, shuffle them up, and just place them in 2 different piles like that. Any additional black counterfeit coins can go here, and all of the white joker sort of wild coins can go here. You're then going to place the stacks of those shuffle tiles that you started with at the beginning of the game, and you're going to place the perfumes here and the valuable objects there face down. The object of the game is to get the most points, and as you get points, you'll be moving clockwise around this score track and activating different abilities or more points, and once a player makes it all the way back to the start spot, that will be the end of the game, and whoever's the furthest at the end of that round will be the winner. Turns go clockwise, and each player on their turn has 2 choices. You're either going to be drawing and allocating coins from your bag, or you're going to be taking coins back from your tile, putting it back in your bag. So if you decide to draw 3 coins, you do it randomly from the bag, and you place them up next to your tile there. Now once per turn, after you've drawn your coins, you can pay this seal back to the supply to draw 2 more. That's why the number 2 is there. So if we spent this, it's gone, it's back to the supply, and we could draw 2 more coins. So let's say we drew 2 copper here. So this is what we have to work with. Now based upon the coins you drew, you must allocate all of these based upon what you're trying to go for. Now you can only place coins for items that have that type of coin. For example, I can't put this copper coin over here because it just needs gold and silver. This one needs 3 copper. So for example, I can place 2 of my copper coins here. Now, important as I told you about the colors on these tiles, is since we're the red player and we're sitting on this side of all the tiles, we're always going to be placing ours on the red edge so everyone can always see who has how many coins towards each item. Now, you don't have to go to the same item. Maybe I go up like this. Now, right now, I am 1 coin short of having that. I need a copper, or I can have 2 coppers here trying to be 1 away. So I can either be 1 away from both of them, or instead of placing this one here, I could have placed it here, and I'd have all of the ones to get this. Now, some of the things just give you points. And in that case, we would go 5 on the score track. So that player would then move 5 on the score track, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and sometimes you would actually move additional. If I had gone 3, I would then go another 3 because it has that on there. Sometimes there's different actions that you'll take. This one just says you can get rid of a black counterfeit coin from your bag. So I would go into my bag, I would pull out one of these coins which are bad, we'll go over what these do later, and you put them in here, the supply here. So these things are going to do different items depending on what you land on. We'll go over more of those in just a moment. Now the winner takes the coins that they use to win and they place them on their tile. So they're not going to go back in their bag, and this tile here can be placed off to the side to create a discard pile, and then that spot will get refilled from the top of the stack. Just like this, and if that stack ever runs out, you shuffle the discard pile to make a new stack. It would then be the next player's turn. Now let's say that player is able to fulfill this. They see I have 1 copper, and they want to get it before I do. Now again, it only triggers when any one player has everything it needs. It's not a combination of all of them, it's when any one player. So in this case, this player got to buy this before I did. Now this is one of the perfumes. Remember, the 4 on the left are the valuable goods, and the 2 here are the perfumes. Now when there's multiple people going for a specific tile and they have coins there, the winner will take their coins, and the winner always, again, places them on their tile. The people that had coins there that did not win will take these coins and they'll place them back in their bag because those can get pulled out again. Also, as a consolation prize, the player or players, if they're tied, that had the second most coins on this tile. In this case, we had 1, they had 3. We were the only player that had the second most. Normally, you would get one of these seals to place on your tile. And remember, these are used to spend once per turn to draw 2 more coins. However, when getting these tiles, sometimes there's points, sometimes there's abilities, and sometimes there's sort of a mix of both of them. In this case, with the perfumes, 0 points, and this one is going to get, this player, the one who won it, is going to get 2 of the privilege tokens, and anyone else that would have normally have gotten a seal does not get one. So instead of me normally getting this, this tells me that I cannot. But this player is also going to get 2 of those. So that player will take 2 of these randomly, either off the same stack or different stacks. They can look at them, but they keep them secret from other players. Now these do different things. Once per turn, before you decide to either draw coins or put coins back in your bag, that player can select one of these to play. Now they know what they are because they get to secretly look at them, and they do different things. Like this could get you 2 points on the score track and get you a seal. Or it might do things like get you a point on the score track and everybody else has to take a black counterfeit coin in their bag. Those are bad. Again, we'll go over that in just a moment. And just like the goods, once the perfume has been bought, it goes into a perfume discard pile and a new one will come out. Now you'll notice that some of the different tiles have a lot of different colors on there. This means that all of these have to be the same color, but it doesn't matter which color they are, they just all have to be the same. Even different players can use different colors, but they all do the same color. So this player might be able to get it with 3 turquoise, this one maybe with 3 silver. These ones say 3 coins that have to be a different type. So there's different types of things that you may need in order to get the different tiles. Now these 2 marker tiles are here the whole game, even when someone gets them. This one says you need 3 different. So let's say the yellow player was able to put 3 different there. They're going to get one of those privilege tokens and put it in front of them. We already showed you how those work. And then this would go back on this player's tile because they won a tile. Anybody in second place does not get a seal because that's what that icon stands for. And these marker tiles never go away. They just stay there the whole game. And that's a glossary of what all those symbols do on page 7 of the rulebook. Let's look at this other marker tile here. Let's say the green player puts the 3rd coin of the same type here. Anybody in second place does not get a seal as shown here. And immediately you can take a white joker coin and place it on another tile. Now this is a joker, which means it can be any coin. And this one says it needs 3 different coins. So here we have a turquoise, silver, and since this is a joker, it can be of any of the different types. So because both of these resolved and this green player won, again, anytime you win, they go on your tile, and then you activate that tile. So this one would get you 0 points for the green player, but they get to get rid of 3 of those black counterfeits, and then this would go in the discard pile and a new one would come out. If you successfully win a tile using one of the white joker coins, instead of it going back on your character tile, hoping to get it back in your bag, you must put it back in the supply. However, if you did not win the tile that your white joker token was on, you get to put that right back in your bag, just like all the other coins. As you're successful, you'll be getting coins on your tile. Remember, if you're second place or less on a tile that gets resolved, those get to go in your bag, but if you win, they go on your tile. And this is important because I know I've started with some black coins, those are counterfeit. If I pull one out when I'm drawing my 3 tokens, they essentially have to go on your tile. They're essentially counterfeit and you can never use them. They sort of just clog up your bag. So getting rid of them is good and adding them is bad for yourself. So to summarize the turn structure, at the beginning of your turn, if you have one of these privilege tokens, you can reveal it and do what that action says. Then you're going to decide to either pull 3 coins from your bag or take all these and put it back in your bag. If you pull coins from your bag, you can use 1 seal per turn, put it back in the supply and draw 2 more coins. But if you decide to put them all in the back of the bag, you simply just place these all back in your bag and that's your turn. Now let's talk a little bit more about this score track. If you are to move and you end up landing on top of another player's score pawn, if there's something underneath there, you do not do it. The other player sort of blocks you from doing that. Also, if you move on the score track by using one of the privilege tokens, you have an option to use this ability or not. In this case, you wouldn't want to use it because this forces you to take another one of these black counterfeit tokens and put them in your bag. So on this A side of the board, you're either taking these white jokers and putting them in your bag, putting black counterfeit tokens in your bag, taking them out of your bag, or when you get to these spots, going an additional amount of spots. Now some tiles have scoring when you win them like this. This means you go as many spaces depending on what place you are in on the score track. So if green was the one that won this, they would only go 1 because they're in first place, which in this case would allow them to go 3 more because of the way that this score track works. If blue had gotten it, they would have went 2. If yellow had gotten it, whoever's on top is in the lead, they would go 3. And if red had gotten this one, they would have gone 4. If you finish a tile that has a question mark, one of the perfumes, essentially you take the top one off the valuable goods, you get that many points, in this case 5, and then this gets discarded. Once one player makes it to or past the start spot, the game will end at the end of that round, making sure everyone has had an equal number of turns. If once you pass this, you end up any spot that has an ability, you do not do it. Then starting with the first player, each player is going to get 1 point for each unused seal, and the valuable points that are on the back of any unused privilege tokens. Even though any other abilities on here will not trigger, it's just for the points. At that point, whoever's furthest wins. If it's tied, the player on top wins. After you're familiar with the game, in future games, you can use this start marker and have it start anywhere, which will change your decisions throughout the game. And feel free to use the B side of the board, which can do different things like allow you to get privilege tokens, or force all other players to take white joker coins, which is good for them, or force them all to take black counterfeit tokens. Well, I hope this helped you dive right into Mercado and get to the fun quicker than you normally would if you had to read the rulebook yourself. Now, if you have further questions about the rules, I've placed a link below me in the description of this video, and that will be the best place to ask the questions because not only will I be notified, but so will Cosmos. This has been the Game Boy Geek, helping you find and enjoy the next board game you'll love.